All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Odyssey. I'm Kaz.
I'm Brian.
And today we are doing our third in the series of our top 40 games of all time, going from 20 to 11. 11. I always want to go 20 to 10. It just sounds more right, you know?
Weird, yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to be getting into the coveted top 10 not too long after that, but that's for another video. If you want to see, and you don't want to be spoiled by anything that we say right now, like you want to see what we might have had earlier in the list, go back and watch the other two videos that we did, each 10, or each one has 10 each on them. But anyway, we're going to do a roll off and see who goes first.
Do I got to do these little tables?
Yeah, why not? Oh, wow, yeah. That
17.
I think the table broke, actually. Let's see what we got here.
10.
Oh, it's trying to go 15, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. All right, whatever. All right, what's your first one, man? 20. Are you did you number them right this time?
Yes.
Oh, wait, that was my fault last time.
You said got me off to the wrong start.
Yep.
All right. So my number 20, Burke's Gambit.
Okay.
Kind of like the little hidden agendas and mysteries going on here, where you don't know who's the alien and who's the part of the corporation.
It's always him.
No, it's always him.
Parasite.
Well, like that kind of gives me the whole idea of like Stargate with who's got the snake in their head. I love that.
That's why you can't wait for the Stargate RPG that's coming out from Wyvern Games. Wyvern?
Yeah, Wyvern Games.
Wyvern Games,
Oh,
yeah.
I saw that, man. Ooh, been aching for it now.
Ooh.
But yeah, I love this game where you're always second guessing who has it and who doesn't and who's against you. I just love those type of games.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've noticed we have a lot of social deduction on some of our lists, but
it's just great.
It's a fun.
It's a great
fun
banner back and forth. You know, accusing people. You know, who do you trust? Who do you not trust?
Yeah, because you can get your feelings and vent your emotions out like you wouldn't do in real life.
Yes.
My number 20 is Time Stories. It used to be in my top 10. It's dropped a little. It's just dropped because we hadn't been able to play much of it lately, and we still got to get it. We have another module sitting on the shelf somewhere. We've got to get it played, but it is an amazing, fun game. If you've never played it, I'm not going to do any spoilers here, but my favorite case may be...
Why not? I did spoilers.
Well, I know, but I'm not you. But my favorite case so far is the Marcy case. It just opens up, and it is just stuff you were just like, whoa, you're thrown into the action right away.
That, and you just don't expect it.
Yeah, you didn't at first.
You got
right?
this,
like, yeah.
The cover of it is just cassette tape from the 80s. You're thinking, like, what is this?
Yeah. But I do love the narrative structure of it. I love being able to, basically go back in time and redo the mission. Now, it can get a little old after doing it, 3 or 4 times, but it is a great game. Definitely an awesome, one of the most immersive narrative structures I've ever played, you know what I mean? So, great game. Number 20, Time Stories.
So, my number 19.
Yes.
Stone Age.
Ooh, yeah.
Actually, was able to start playing this. I found BoardGameArena.com and started playing this on there, online. I was able to start playing it on there and really started liking this worker placement game.
Does that count if all you've played it on is the...
Well, no, it's still a board game.
Let us know down in the comments what you think, because that's been controversial, I've noticed.
It is very controversial, but it is, you're not...
I enjoy playing it on the app as well. I'm just asking if all you've done is played on the app.
Yeah, that's all I've done is played on the app.
Okay, all right.
Neither one of us have it. I've thought about getting it after playing it several times now on the online. I get to play with a bunch of different people.
They just released an anniversary edition, actually.
Yeah.
But you can I think it's the old version.
Expansion with it, too.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a copy of it.
It's definitely different than most of the worker placement games I've played. You increase your population by going to the hut and
Love Shack, baby, Love Shack,
baby. So and then you gotta get food for all your workers and everything like that. You can go get your food, harvest in the fields over here. You can go over here to the mountains, to the river, gold, stone, brick. It's just very different. A different mechanic as far as, when I first played it, I thought, all right, all I gotta do is get these huts, win. I didn't read far enough in the rule books.
Yeah.
There's a lot more mechanic, a lot more multipliers and things you gotta do to really achieve a really high score.
Like getting relics and things like that off the canoes and such. Cool. So number 19, huh?
Yep.
Alrighty, my number 19. This might be controversial. I don't know. Batman, Gotham City Chronicles. Now, we just did a review on this, and I'll go on a limb and say that this is one of the hardest games to get into. It just is. The rulebook's awful. That's been beaten to death. That dead horse, we're digging it back up, we're beating it up, and we're setting it on fire.
I don't know if I'd say it's hard to get into. Theme-wise, it's not hard to get into.
No, theme-wise,
gameplay and actually doing the mechanics
symbology is a lot. And there's other little minor issues that I've got with the game overall in terms of certain aspects of the gameplay and stuff. But in general, it's a very deep, immersive game, and you definitely kind of wish you could fight a little more often, in the sense of having a little bit more power, but at the same time, I think that the tension is there and it stays there turn after turn, But this sucker is a huge money sink in terms of what you spend on it, what you want to get for it.
Especially if you're a huge Batman fan.
Oh, yeah. And you want to get everything. Oh, gosh. You're spending hundreds of dollars. But if you like Batman and you like that theme, I think this does the theme very well. Once we figured out the rules, about 3 games in, we started having a ball with it.
The theme just immerses you right into there, and you forget your missions, you forget what your purpose is there. You're like, I'm just going to go kick the Joker's butt.
Yeah.
Whip on Harley
and it's still
Quinn,
extraordinarily difficult. Then there may be a few scenarios here and there that seem a little unbalanced, but overall, there's a ton of scenarios in the book that even if you run into those, you can play another one.
I just really don't think, I think it's very well balanced game.
Yeah, but
just because if you think about it,
there's some aspects to it.
Think about some of the characters and how they act, and how they act with Batman and Robin. I think it's especially Harley Quinn. Like, she bounces all over the place in the comics and the cartoons and the movies.
I did like how the Two-Face was, he had one side that had the coin, the other side he was the nice part. It was interesting how they did that. One side he's real calm,
collective, and the other side he's like anger and just fire
and he's very chaotic and stuff, So it's cool that, like I said, they did throw the theme in there in some really surprisingly cool ways. But like I say, once you can get through that rule book, once you can get through all the symbology, which you're going to go to BGG and print out a ton of player aids for, which should have been included in the game. Sorry, I was two-facing a little bit. Right. You'll probably enjoy the game if you're a Batman fan, more than likely. But
so my number 18.
Oh, don't do that again.
Yeah, my number 18.
You almost did that again.
Star Realms. I still enjoy playing this game. Collecting different factions, and the red. I can't remember each one of them, but I haven't played it in a little bit.
It's red, blue, yellow, green, the blob, the blob, whatever there are. I forget. Trade Federation, maybe.
I still enjoy getting on and playing this game. Collecting the different factions and working out different ways to defeat your opponent. I really wanted to get onto the Kickstarter they had, I think it was last year, to release another expansion for it. But didn't get onto that.
Was that a cooperative expansion? I cannot remember.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I briefly looked at it and was like, all right, well, I'm going to come back to it, and I missed out.
This is a game that I wish I could get to the table more often, and quite frankly, if I could, it'd probably be in my top 10. Star Wars Rebellion. What else can you say about it? It's Star Wars in a box. Star Wars in a box, if you want the original trilogy, which was the best, quite frankly, it is the OP, amazing, best trilogy, everything, well, not everything else sucks, but a lot of these other new ones, make me rich. Except for maybe Rogue One, it was decent, and
3 to Return of the Jedi is probably about the best.
Yeah, and then
Revenge of the Sith to Return of the Jedi.
Revenge of the Sith was great. The first 2 prequels there were some really cool spots in them, like Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul fight was awesome, because that was one of the best choreographed lightsaber fights I'd ever seen. But yeah, anyway, Star Wars Rebellion, it's an awesome game. It has a little bit of fiddliness in the battle system, but I've heard the expansion fixes that and streamlines it, which is what it should have been included in the first game, just my opinion. But anyway, it's a great game, but it's just very, very long. It's a really massive 2-player game. I mean, you're talking 2.5 hours, maybe 3 or 4, depending on if you know what you're doing or not. But if you can get it at the table, it's definitely worth the play. Star Wars Rebellion, my number 18, right? Yeah,
18. So my number 17. Zaya, Legends of the Jewel System.
Ooh, okay.
I really like the open world, or open space, as you were saying.
Sandbox.
You can go through, you trade, you attack, you fight. It's great. You can go out there, it's kind of like playing Star Wars, or Star Trek on a board game, where you can just go out there and do pretty much whatever you want. I love that. You'll love the parts where you can go into a asteroid belt and you can take damage from that or not take damage depending on what you're rolling. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I really like to get that to the table more often.
Yeah, it's one of the few games I like that have roll and move for their main move mechanic, but there's ways to mitigate it, especially with the expansion. That's so cool. And I do like the idea that you can feel like Han Solo going out there and getting, you're
smuggling.
Kind of like smuggling and things like that. You can be an outlaw or whatever. That's an awesome game.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we picked that up. Number 17 for me is a pirate-themed game where you're able to choose different roles to do different kinds of tasks at any given time. You're going out of plundering a booty, and you're going to say the word booty a lot in the game. Matter of fact, the game encourages you to do that. Libertalia, and then basically, if you've ever played Citadels, then you'll kind of get an idea of how this game plays in terms of how you choose the different roles. And basically, you're just trying to beat everybody else at the table in the sense of like having a higher value person that you use at that time to get different things, and you're trying to avoid getting bad treasures. Some could hurt you, like cursed masks and things like that. But it's a great fun little card game. You can play it in up to 6 players in 45 minutes. It's an awesome game. It's one that I wish I had an expansion, maybe more roles out there, but there's like 30, I think there's 30 roles in it anyway, so there's a lot of characters you can use.
Number 16.
There you go.
Lords of Waterdeep.
I'm surprised. Wait. Oh, that's right. You did say you've been playing it.
Yes.
You used to not like this game. You gave me so much guff about it.
Yeah, and you gave me so much guff because I wouldn't play it that often. But so I decided to go ahead and, buy it on Android and play it on the computer.
So what you're saying is probably half your list so far has been app-based love.
Well, just because I don't have them at home, so I've been playing them at home.
All right. No, that's cool. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's still a game. I mean, you're playing the basic game of it, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the thing that always got me about it is it wasn't Dungeons and Dragons to me.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of had that little light skin theme of Dungeons and Dragons that comes from the people who created Dungeons and Dragons.
You played it a couple times with us on the tabletop.
Yeah, I played it a couple times with y'all. Couldn't really get the hang of it. I think it was really hanging on me. It's like, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons.
He was really
this is not Dungeons and Dragons. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to get past this. It's not Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just going to play it. And it really has been a nice little worker placement game for me. Play a little bit here and there. Not like really heavy, but I did actually for a while there. I was playing it like 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh, okay.
On the app. So
have you played with the expansion yet?
No, I haven't played
this
with the expansion yet.
Okay. That adds the corruption and everything else in the game that really adds more flavor, and it actually puts more of that D&D theme in it, which I think you might find interesting.
That might help me out with that one.
Definitely. All right, my number 16.
16.
20, 19, 18. Yes, okay. Just making sure, because we did this last time. Pioneer Days. This is... Shut up! This is Oregon Trail in a box, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, put your foot down. I want to smell that cheese. Gosh.
Sorry, I gotta give you crap.
Smells like Limburger. But anyway, Pioneer Days, if you like Oregon Trail and you like dealing with the disasters that come up that you're trying to prepare for, if you like a tiny bit of engine, there's a little bit of engine building in the game, right? I mean, to a certain extent, where you're able to go to the general store and buy like a gun to defend off bandits. You can buy like bales of hay to feed your cattle and this and the other. And you get points for literally almost anything in the game. I like the idea of getting the townsfolk that help your caravan out, I guess. You build your caravan up, so to speak, and you can get more and more combos off of those. It's an amazingly little fun game for us. And I love the dice. I just love the dice rolling in that game and the mitigation of it and all. But anyway, Pioneer Days, I think it's severely overlooked, man. It's definitely one of the best games I've played in the last couple of years, personally. So anyway, that's my number 16.
Are you sure?
Shut up.
Number 15, Space Base.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's very light themed on this. You pretty much put anything you want on this, but I do enjoy that you can build your space station up, and you can accumulate points through that, and you can actually look like you're behind, and actually by the time the end of the game hits, you can soar right past everybody real quick. I know Parrish did that to me the last game we played, and it's he did. Ooh, I'm winning.
And then he just destroyed him. What, 20-point lead or something? I forget what he did.
Oh, man.
It was awesome, though.
Like, he really
Where did that come from?
He really built his space station up really well, and it was no one knew he was going to soar that high.
Yeah. It's a good engine builder. It's definitely one of my favorites. So, and I guess I said before, if I played it more, it could be in my top 10.
If they come out with like a expansion for this,
they have. They've come out with Shy Pluto. What is it? Something Shy Pluto. I don't know, but I think they're even coming out with more.
Yeah. Does it make the theme better on it? That's the thing.
I haven't played that.
It's just kind of really, you could put pretty much any theme on there that you want.
It's thin as a piece of paper, so. But it's still fun. My number 15, funny enough, Stone Age. Yeah, I mean, what can you say about it? It's almost kind of like a classic worker placement style of game at this point. I like the dice rolling in it. I like the building up of your engine, because you can build up automatic food resource for feeding your people and things of that nature. Got the Love Shack's hilarious because it's supposed to be a family game, and yet they have a Love Shack. Hey, let's teach our kids about the birds and the bees.
How does you get more people out of two?
I know, it's hilarious. But anyway, I won't belabor the point. Great game. It's one I even play now on the app right now a lot, just because it's so much fun. It's an addictive game. So
number 14, Uno. You know, you get down to that one card and you go, Uno. No.
I will kill you. You heard it here first. I will hurt him if he puts it down.
Batman, Gotham City Chronicles.
And here I was thinking I wasn't gonna. Yeah. All right. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, it is a little higher up on my list than his. You know, he did give it a higher rating on our review than I did, but kind of the basis of it for me putting it this high is that I really love the theme of this. It just really immerses me into it. The gameplay. That's why I gave it kind of 6.
So what you're saying is your rating means nothing now.
It means nothing.
Okay. All right. As long as you're being honest about it here. So.
No, I mean, I
just remember that.
I love the overall game.
Yeah.
You know, it's still sticking at a 6 right now for me until we get some more gameplay, and
and yet you have it higher than me. It's hilarious.
It's just over theme because
I know. It is a cool thing.
Batman's great. It's just learning all the symbology and learning how to navigate and figure out. You know, all right. Oh, I forgot that he can do this. Can I take that move back?
Oh yeah.
Type thing is just. I really wish the symbology was a little easier to play with. And then, trying to figure out.
Aids. It just needs player aids. Like its own well fleshed out player aids, period. All right, my number 14, Roll for the Galaxy. If you like Race for the Galaxy, it's just the dice version of it, and I like Race decently, okay? I mean, it's decent, but I prefer Roll, quite frankly. I don't know I think it's just the dice.
Well, is that in... Which one has the kind of explains what the symbols are?
Yeah, at least Roll had when it first came out. On almost everything, it explains the symbols a lot easier. There's a lot of symbology in this game. Nowhere near as bad as Batman, but this is it's just a fun game overall. You're building up your space civilization. You know, you're building up for your war. You're building up your mining. You know, you can kind of go any track you want to according to what you get. So great
to get that played a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Great game. Awesome engine builder, really. So
number 13.
Why don't you surprise me again?
Surprise you? Family Business.
Oh, that's not a surprise.
No, that's surprising.
I didn't expect it to be quite this high. I guess I expected on the last few lists.
Last time it was number 3. It's fallen.
That's true. Yeah.
I still love that. I mean, I just love going against people, and you know how I am. I like that banter between everybody. You know, take this, take that. I'm coming after you.
Why is it falling?
There's some other games that just really have. And plus, I haven't played it in a while.
I know. We played it twice in the last 2 weeks, me and some people.
Yeah,
I wish you were here.
Yeah, I wish I was here. I probably would have had to read on my list.
And my wife even joined, and she got uber competitive again.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, that's what kind of makes it fun sometimes.
It is. It's hilarious. My wife is Italian, and she gets into the mafia theme in this.
Yeah, I just love that take that of that.
Okay. Well, number 13, interestingly enough, it's a game that I wasn't as big a fan of at first. It took me several games to get into it.
Blood Rage?
No, I was... Shut up. That one didn't take nearly as much, but this one is Rising Sun.
Oh,
yeah.
close.
You notice it's rising because last year I think it was in the 20s. Rising Sun. What can I say about it? It's kind of like the spiritual successor to Blood Rage. That's what people have said.
Better.
But no, not at all. But I'll tell you this: I didn't like the battle system I didn't like it at all when I first played it the first few times. I almost hated this game because of it. But over subsequent plays, it started to grow on me, and then I actually got to win a game again in January around
Is that why it rose? Because
January 1st, because it was New Year's. We played it, and for some reason that game was like perfect in my favor, and everything seemed to click. And it wasn't just because I was getting the right like cards and things of that nature. It was just, I don't know, everything in my mind just clicked perfectly with it, and I went, wow, this game's so much better than I thought, and it's getting higher and higher. So I don't think it'll ever supplant Blood Rage, just because it does take a little bit more to get to the table. There's a lot more to it.
I mean,
it's a bit more thinky, but I know you liked it.
I got into it really easy.
You didn't even like Blood Rage originally,
and then I don't think I could have played that game like it like I do without those tile pieces.
Yeah,
those actually look.
But
like
that's Kickstarter exclusive stuff. Of course, I get it. Production quality can't help.
I don't think I could play it.
It was a beautifully produced game. The Japanese theme and everything, and the monsters and the Oni and all that.
Number 12.
Oh, y'all did it again. Yeah.
It's
your fault.
Messing me up, man. Fallen Land.
Okay.
It has fallen a little bit. I hate that it has. Just
fallen, yeah.
We've played so many games lately. There's just some other games that have just kind of moved things around and all.
We're going to be playing that again soon.
I would like to do this on a Saturday one day. That we can do it and just play all day with a bunch of guys. Play with a bunch of people and just get it to the table and, just tear up that wasteland.
Yeah.
The post-apocalyptic area.
Sandbox, man.
Mm-hmm. I love these sandbox games that have been coming out lately.
Yes. Matter of fact, it's just Mad Max in a box.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. So. My number 12 is a murder mystery game. It is a game that... I don't even think it's the one you're thinking. It's basically a whodunit, deception, murder in Hong Kong. Okay. Oh, okay. Another one possibly. Deception, murder in Hong Kong. What can I say? It is figuring out a murder mystery in 20 minutes. That's it, pretty much. That's another reason it's still on the list. It is my favorite. I think my favorite. Well, maybe not. Well, my favorite light social deduction game, I should say. It's just somebody is a CSI person, and they're putting out clues, and then you look at the evidence in front of everybody. And what I love about this game, and I said this on the last list, that when you put it,
what about what he had? Look what he has.
Yeah, really, it's you know how like some games you do that ramping up where you're trying to figure out who's your traitor and this, that, and the other. Every game has it. Burke's Gambit, Resistance, and this you immediately start thinking. You immediately have evidence presented to you, and you go, okay, it could be this, instead of having to wait for people to go on missions and stuff. I like how this just gets to it, and it's like a knife fight of thinking. You're like, oh my gosh, trying to figure all that out.
You got to have a CSI that really knows what he's doing, and the cards do have to play out right with that. Because if that doesn't play out right, even if you have a good CSI, it's going to be difficult.
It is so difficult.
But if you have somebody that the cards play out right and they've never been CSI before, it still makes it hard.
Oh yeah,
because they're new to it and they're trying to figure out how to place that can be
one of the most frustrating experiences or one of the best experiences you've ever played in gaming.
My number 11.
Okay.
I think this is going to surprise you.
Go ahead.
Blood Rage.
Well, I'm not that surprised, only because that last couple, I think once or twice you played it with us, you started to like it finally.
Yeah, finally started to like it.
I'm amazed you sat down with it, to be honest with you. But
I don't know, the first time I played it, it just wasn't hitting me. I don't know if it just wasn't grasping it properly.
It's Viking, man. You're always getting hit in that game.
I mean, I don't know if I really still get the whole Viking theme of it. I mean, I get the whole, some of the cards have the Viking themes to it, with, some of the... I'm still missing Zeus and Thor on the board, but you said that comes out with the expansion, right?
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't played with the expansion yet, but it has increased on my plays. I think last year's down around 20, maybe I don't think it was on mine.
I know, I don't even think it was, because you didn't even like it.
No, I didn't.
You gave me guff about having it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, still give you guff.
Oh, yeah, he does. But now you can't really say as much. Anyway.
My number 11.
Wow,
already.
I'm amazed. I'm actually amazed that you actually put it that high on your list, even. All right, this may surprise you. I think you will be surprised that this is even where it is. It's based on an IP that's over 80 years old, and it's had many successful movies. Well, fairly successful movies, I guess. It's gained a cult following. It's based on The Thing. Who goes there? Just shy of the top 10, but it is one of the most immersive, in my opinion, one of the most immersive experiences I've ever had in a game, and it can take a very long time, and it's got a multitude of problems. It does. It has a multitude of issues in the game, from being locked out all the time and certain to the dice can hose you a lot, but there are mitigating factors to that. And then, and then yes, it is difficult to figure out who the thing might be. It's a lot of poker face deduction, but there are some elements in the game that can help you with that.
Yeah. But
as much of a fan as I am of the Thing, and I will say that is a bias kind of coming in there, I won't lie about that, and you would agree with this. Yeah. It is so awesome. The buildable system, it's a survival game with a trader element, okay? It's just got this buildable system where you craft
trader elements.
Yeah, multiple. It's like, yeah, exactly. But it's got this the buildable system where you can craft your own items and weapons and things like that out of, like, tools and pieces of rope and whatever
Wood,
else.
Steel, piece of a door.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And if you've ever seen the movie The Thing, where it copies people and takes over their bodies and you don't know who's who, the paranoia starts the minute one of those vulnerability cards goes out. Yeah. Because now, sure, this person might be, but once they trade with people, even if they don't have cards, you can't trust them. And I get why they went with that paranoia route and why it was very difficult. Because in the movies, it's very difficult to discover who the Thing is. Yeah. So anyway, I won't belabor the point. The game itself captures the feel of the movie that well. Who goes there? I know it's like a 50-50 with people. Like 50% of people seem to love it. 50% of people don't like it.
It's one of the two.
I fall in that camp of people who love it, and quite frankly, with more plays, it could go into my top 10. But it was just shy because I like these other games just a little bit more. But wow, this game's amazing. It was my game of the year last year, actually. Well, that's it for our 20 through 11, and we're about to go into our top 10 of all time here shortly. But anyway, thank you so much again for watching Dice Odyssey and sticking with us on this journey. How about you? What are your top 20 to 11 favorite games? Did any of these games on your list, are they on your list specifically? Are these games that you actually like? Please let us know down in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and again to comment, because it does help the channel out tremendously. It really does. And we love you. We thank you. You have a blessed day.
And game away.
Game away.
This video is brought to you by Fallen Dominion Studios. Check out their website at fallendominionstudios.com.